All right, guys, we're back. And let me tell you something, guys. If this is your first time seeing this video, go back and watch the beginning. Go watch the other videos to this series. It's only a couple of them, right? It's about to get really, really good. Caught some big fish in practice. Caught some decent ones today. This is the part 2 of day 2. And I'm just telling you, it's about to get, it's gonna get interesting. It's gonna take a turn. It's gonna take a turn. I promise y'all didn't see coming. I promise. So, remember, I just left the bank where I'd been frogging, and that natural looking bank with not just like little spotty reeds and logs and all these things. And I cut across to the one thing that I have not gotten bit on yet, the reeds. Now, I don't know why I'm going over there, and I don't know what I'm about to do over there. I have no clue. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just gonna do it. What's it gonna hurt? I looked up and I'm like, I can fish from right here to the end of that point and around. It's gonna take me 20 minutes. Who cares? If I waste 20 minutes of my day, big deal. But that's where I'm going. And I just kind of look over there at those reeds and I go, I don't know. I guess I'll just go on over there. I go across, I trolling motor across, and I start going down the reeds. I'm not there 2 or 3 minutes. And I see this 2.5 pounder swim away from the reeds. Now, I told you I had fished the reeds. I'd practiced them. But I was like, why can I see bottom all of a sudden? I can see bottom close to those reeds. I haven't been able to see bottom like that anywhere. And I was going, that's strange. And I started looking around going, have they dropped this thing? They've dropped this thing a couple inches. They've dropped it enough to now where I can see bottom on the edge of those reeds. And I keep going and I see another one. Now they're not big ones. They're like 2 pounders, but they're swimming off from them reeds. And I'm going, oh, they done messed up. They done messed up. I don't know what they messed up, because it's about, I don't even care if I catch another fish. Let me just go look. So I'm coming to that alleyway, right? To where it makes a point of that little bitty ridge. And as I get there, I look up on that point and it's so shallow. And I'm talking about dirt shallow. And I've got my Marshall with me. And boy, I push them power poles down. And let me tell you something. I see a fish up there on the edge of them reeds with its fins out of the water. And I'm going, you've got to be kidding me. That is a bass. Now, let me tell you something. This bass this is the only way I can see it, explain it, and it was so cool. This bass was on the edge of the reeds. And there was kind of like, the reeds kind of broke a little bit and kind of did some different things. And it had made its bed in those reeds, on the edge of them reeds. And she would sit like facing away from me. And when I flipped up there, most of the time when they're that shallow, they're the most spookiest fish in the world. I flipped up there, and because I'm like, first cast is going to let me know everything and what it does. And when I flipped up there, and she didn't really spook that bad, like she's going to spook because she's in that deep of water, and it's a big one. And I go, and she kind of moved, and here's the crazy part. This is how shallow she was. When I would flip on her, and I would flip over here, she would have to come out of the bed to turn around to face that direction. She literally couldn't turn in the bed the opposite direction to bite my bait. That's how shallow she was. I mean, her whole backside, I was like, you gotta be kidding. This is a gift from up above. And I told my Marshall, I was like, get ready, I'm a catcher. But man, I was like, man, when you hook one like this that's so shallow, they jet out, they come out of the water. It's not the greatest thing, but I don't even care at this point.
Yes. Just so you Dang it. Caught you in the edge. Wait, let me get a good shot, okay? Yeah, get that.
That fish was that shallow.
You sat there for about 30 casts on.
Yeah, I mean, that was quick, in my opinion. So I get this fish in, it's over 5. Now at the time, I believe it was Jody White had been following someone in the top 10 and saw that I was locked in on a fish. So he had pulled up out there and was filming all this. So I catch that one, right? And I'm thinking to myself, it's fairly early. I've got 2 4s, a 5, and it's on. It's not even about that I have 2 4s and a 5. It's the fact that I know what I'm going to do for the rest of the day and I cannot wait. Now, as I go across them reeds, I don't know what I'm expecting. Like I told y'all, at this point in time, when I start fishing this way, and this is what I suggest, is you got to block out all the practice. You have to. You have to at some point in time go, whatever happened in practice has changed and it's irrelevant. Fish what's in front of you. I know you haven't got bit on reeds. That's okay. Just go there. For whatever reason, just go look at them. One more time. What's it going to hurt? All right. So now I've got this fish. And I'm like, okay. So my whole demeanor has changed. My whole thought process has changed. Now I'm in search mode. The way I look at it is this. I have to catch a giant bag. I don't have time. I can't stop on every single fish. So the way I look at it is this. I'm just going to put the trolling motor on high and go. I'm not going to stop on anything. Nope. I'm going to see what it has to offer. What does Chickamauga have to offer me first? If it's an hour of me looking, it's an hour. But I want to see I don't want to go and stop on the next 5 fish and they're all 2-pounders or 3-pounders when there was a 7-pounder down there that I never made it to. So I put it on high and I go. Problem was, I didn't go very far. I probably only went 30 yards and I come across 2 big ones. Okay. Told you I wasn't going to stop. And I did not stop. I looked at him, marked him, and kept going. I went down that stretch of reeds. I was a little nervous about doing that because I'm leaving big ones and anyone could come over there. Now, I hadn't seen anyone even try to do this, so I'm not too worried about it. But still, you never know. There might be someone as crazy as me just out there fishing around doing stupid stuff. But I go down. I find a bunch more fish. I mark them. Nothing is big. I get far enough away to where I start feeling uncomfortable leaving those fish. And I'm like, hey, man, there's 2 of them there. If I catch both of them, both are bigger than everything I have in my bag. So I turn around. I get over there. And what happens is there was a tree, an older log with like 4 branches on it, 2 down low, 2 up high, or 5, whatever. This fish, there was a big one swimming on the outside edge of it, back and forth, back and forth. And there was one in there facing me. Now I couldn't tell, I knew it was a big one, but I mean, you know, it sat still, it never moved. I could tell one was way bigger than the other one is what I thought. So I messed around. I tried to catch the one that was swimming forever. She was real wild. I don't know what she was doing, but she would leave for a while, come back, swim through, do all I fished for her for like 30, 45 minutes. Now, during this time, she's getting even harder and harder to find, and she's coming back less and less. And like I said, she's never even on the bed. Even if she gets on the bed, the tree's in there to where I can't really flip on her. So like, I'm not going to catch her out there roaming around. I'm only going to catch her in there. But like, even when I'm in there, I can't do anything because the log's all in the way. So I sat there for a while, and eventually I got up there and I'm like, man, this isn't happening. And there was one branch that was bothering me. So I went up there, broke the branch, eased on off, came back because I kind of dirtied up, used my push pole and everything. And that big one, like all of a sudden wouldn't even get close. It would just like hang out over there. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I figured. I'm like, I better just catch this one, but this thing hasn't moved. It's like a 4-pounder, you know, but I'm like, hey, it's still a big one. So I fish for it. It starts getting a little bit bigger, like the more I look at it. But like I said, it's not swimming around, so I can't see it that much. She's never interested in my bait. She just sits there. Anyways, I'm telling my marshal this and everything, and something happens, and he's like, do you think you can catch her? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to catch her. It just depends on how long I have to wait on her. I just have to do some things to her. I have to like hit her. I have to move her. I have to do some things. Next thing I know, I look at him. I'm like, it's about to go down. Get ready.
Like, I can't leave this. I can't take the stuff down there.
Yeah.
They feel protected in that. I mean, I'm doing. It's just gonna take a.
Right in the neck. Mr. Castledown, I'm impressed.
You like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Photos.
You like that?
So
Golly.
fucking damn. Worth waiting on, man. Worth waiting on. Here we go, dude. I'm having fun.
So I catch this fish, and it freaking goes wild. Way bigger than what I thought. The 4-pounder grew into like 6 pounds. It's freaking going nuts. I finally get it in, and I'm like, yep, that just happened. Like like we got him. So I leave there. I go down those reeds. I go all the way down them, and I come all the way back to where I started. I find this one fish over 3. I fish for it. Super hard to see. It was way deeper than the rest of them. I could barely see it. I just could see a silhouette of her. I stick her one time, kind of. Like I didn't really realize I had her, and I stuck her, lost her. I left because it made me so mad because I stayed on her longer than any of them, and it was my smallest one. Fished around, caught some other ones, then just went flipping. So as this is all going down, I hadn't forgot about that one I lost. And I couldn't really find any more. I wasn't finding any more. Oh, quick story though. This is what's so cool. Luke, after I'd caught that big one, Luke comes over and he was like, dude, did you just catch some? I'm like, yeah, dude, I caught 2 big ones. And Luke's like, golly, man, I'm like right on the edge. I caught 16 pounds yesterday. If I catch another 16, I'm probably going to make the cut. And he's like, I got like 15. And I'm like, hey, man, there was another one of those ridges of reeds going like right there. And they were too deep for me. I couldn't see there. So I was not going to mess with them. And I said, Luke, just take your own advice. I promise you, they're on these reeds like this. No one's fished that section. Go down that section with your wacky worm and you'll catch them. So I told him to go do that. I'll let y'all know right now. At the end of the day, he weighs in almost 17 pounds, I believe, makes the cut. He said he had one bite going down that section I told him to go down. Now, I'd never even been down that section, but it didn't matter. I could see it now, and I was never going to go down it. So he had one bite. It was his biggest fish of the day, and he ends up making the cut. So, that's what I love, is that he invited me over there and tried to help me out, and I just couldn't do it. And I mean, there's nothing better than trying to repay someone. I mean, because I just respect the fact that he tried to, and there was nothing better than me to like try to repay that, and that it worked out for him. So ask him about that. He'll tell you. It's comment on one of his deals and ask him if that's how it went down. I promise you, he will tell you exactly what went down that day, just like that. Coming towards the end of the day, I said, I'm gonna go catch that fish I lost. It's not a giant, but I've kind of looked around. I'm doing all good, but at this point in time, a coal's a coal. So I went back over there. I think my marshal had forgotten, because he never could see it. Most of the time, most of the marshals can't ever see anyways because of where they are. But so I ended up coming back to that fish, and I was like, I'm catching this fish.
Got that thing. I know it's not man, that's a big coal though. And I came back and got it. Where'd I stick you earlier?
Underneath and up on top.
I don't really care. I'm talking about earlier. I lost it.
That's right.
It's almost a 3.5. It's a big coal though.
You got it.
Just felt, now the only one that I missed today was that. I mean, I didn't miss it,
So I catch the fish. If you heard me in there, I'm like, this is the same fish. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's the fish I lost. I think he had forgotten that was even the same fish, because like a lot of that bank looked the same, right? So I think he thought I was fishing for a new fish, but it was the one I lost. So I catch that one. It was a 1/2 pound to 3/4 pound coal. It was a good coal. I ended up leaving there and didn't have much time left. Went and found another one of those ridges that's further down. Flipped down it. There's a cypress tree, and there's a little bit of current there. I didn't want to get you. I thought I had one on, but if I set the hook, I was like,
you cast, and by the time it hit the water, you took 2 steps over, like you knew there was a fish.
well, dude, look at it. I mean,
You're amazing.
but I also didn't I was like, man, if I set the hook and miss, I'm gonna hit you. And I was like, I don't really know. And then it goes, it did, like, cause I was like, it felt like it hit right off the bat.
Yeah.
I got like, so I ended up catching that one, and I told him, I'm like, I'm gonna get bit here. Like, it's crazy how that's how I felt a little bit in practice with the frog going down the bank. Like, I knew when I was gonna get bit, but then when you stop getting bit, your confidence goes away. And it's not confidence, it's confidence plus the fact you're not gonna get bit. Like, it's changed. But I can go from never getting a bite like that and have that same confidence in a tournament when things change and I figure it out, got the same thing. It's awesome. So I roll in that day. I remember waiting in the bag line, and some guys caught them and stuff, and I knew I had a decent bag. And I don't know if y'all know, like on year 2, I was known for catching really, really big bags on day 2. I don't know why. I'm really good at just kind of like throwing everything away if things aren't going my way, and fishing the moment, fishing new waters, new stuff, and just putting my head down and going. I ended up weighing, I think, the second biggest bag of the day. I get back to my boat. I remember like just proud of the fact I caught him. That's it. I was in a good mood that I caught him, and I was like, I know, I threw this tournament away. I mean, I had it. And I get back, found out later, I was not one of the last ones to weigh in, but got a $10,000 check. So I moved from almost dead last, or no, I wasn't dead last, but you know, so far at the bottom, it didn't matter, to making a top 50 or maybe a top 40, got a check. I missed the cut by like, if maybe I've just caught a 5th one on day 1, I'm in the cut. And I'm just telling you, from what I had seen, maybe I wouldn't have caught as big of a bag, but I knew now how to catch them. I was going to go frog them and flip them, and if I came across a sight fish, I'd catch it. But I'm just telling you, I was going to go catch them the next day, decent enough to where I thought I could make a top 10 and then fish the 4th day. Didn't happen that way, but like I said, it's little things like that, like putting it together, this is what I love to show y'all guys, is showing y'all how things can change. It's all happened to y'all. Things change. You can't always explain why, they just do. And then realizing that once they change, trying to adjust, trying to get one bite, that one bite of me flipping, and it really wasn't even flipping, it was me more or less like dragging it out, seeing it, getting one bite and having that confidence of like, I see it now. And then from there, it like your mind just opens up to now anything's possible. What I mean by that is not that the fishing part is anything is possible, not like catching a big bag is possible. What I'm saying is seeing it and then going, hey, never getting a bite on reeds, going, I can go over there. And then seeing that, and then as it goes and as the process goes along, man, the confidence comes and you can just see it all. And like every move you make is the right one. And that's the kind of stuff that I love showing. That, to me, these things that happen in these tournaments, they happen a lot. It's why I try to do them. Y'all have seen my Alabama waters. You've seen deep waters. I've made stuff on my private channel. This is the most important stuff. I don't care what all them other guys say. All that other stuff they put on YouTube for clicks, and we got to show like best bait for the summertime and this and that. Like, it's not that it's bad, but this is truly what fishing is all about, is making those adjustments, seeing them and things like that. That is where you're going to see an improvement in your fishing game, right? Figuring out a new technique and stuff, yes, it will, for a small amount of time, it will help you, right? When that technique is relevant. But this can change everything. This can change every single day you go out on the water. You can put this kind of stuff into play, and it should help you catch more fish. But I hope y'all have enjoyed the Chick series. Like I said, I wasn't even planning on making it. It all of a sudden just popped up, and next thing I know, it's my little mini series. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. I got a lot more stuff about to pop up. See you guys.